Thanks for listening to the Adam and Dr. Drew Show on Podcast One. Recorded live at Corolla One Studios with Adam Carolla and board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist, Dr. Drew Pinsky. You're listening to the Adam and Dr. Drew Show.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on. I'm going to get on, man. This show brought to you by Birdwell Beach Bridges.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we love them. Nightstand.com as well. ZipRecruiter as well. And check out True Car. We'll tell you a little more
These
about
are all
them.
Gold standards around here. But I like your intro this time was yum, yum, yum.
No. What's going on with you, Drewski?
Did a pilot last week.
You did?
Kind of interesting with millennials. My daughter was in the pilot, which was fascinating.
How'd that work? Well, what was it? What was it for?
I can't really talk about it too much, but it's for a network, and it was essentially...
But a network we've heard of?
Yes, an ABC-type network.
You know, you got to forgive me because, like, I'm always like, I talk to people now, and they're like, oh, we just got a 12-episode order. And I'm like, oh, what channel? Nabisco? I'm like, Nabisco? They make Nilla wafers, right? Oh, no, they're doing content now. Oh. And I'm like, for Nabisco's making, they make...
It's going to run on the side of...
They make Egos, right? No, they're in the content business. They've been in the content business for a few years now. They're like,
yeah.
It's insane who is creating content now. So I'm scared.
I know what you mean.
It's funny because when we started, my grandmother would say... She was a delight. She would say every once in a while, like, I was going to be on Letterman or Leno or something. She'd go, oh, finally a channel that I can watch. Like because MTV, Comedy Central and MTV weren't real channels back then, or at least in her mind they weren't. Now, we're into that. Now, Comedy Central and MTV are like granddads and these other YouTube Red. And
there's so many different things now I can't even keep track of them.
But, sorry, pilot. Can't talk that much about it.
But I can talk about some of the content, which I learned, spending 2 days talking to millennials. It's extraordinary. It's worse than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Tell me some of the things.
The one thing that stood out for me is I started pushing on them a little bit, like, why do you think you're such experts? Why do you think people want to hear what you want to say? Why are you expert? They became, I am an expert. I know what I'm talking about. I know better than anybody on earth. I'm like, do you understand? Do you believe any experts? No. I know. And I have access to everything I need. So I don't need to consult with experts. Mm-hmm. It was one of the scariest sort of moments for me. And there were many. Well, but to me, that was the scariest. No understanding what an expert is. No understanding what applied knowledge. I'd explain to them, like, look, what you look up online, I knew at the end of second year medical school. And then I spent the next 18 years applying it and developing expertise in it. It takes that to have judgment.
Well, can I say this there, Drew?
Yeah, buddy.
The reason these kids should knock it the fuck off is because they don't have a path to success with this modality.
Well, let me tell you, this is where I was going. I was like... I said, do you understand? I said, what about becoming an expert? Why don't you go get training? I don't need that. That's what you used to do. I said, you want to be a psychologist? You don't have to get a degree in psychology. I don't need such things. I don't need that. And then when I started going, well, do you think these platforms are going to? They're influencers. So do you think these platforms are going to be around forever, and you're going to be able to continue influencing people forever? I'll figure it out because I'm an expert. I'll figure it out. I know better than anybody. I'm thinking, well, what if you had something to fall back on, a degree or some training? I know more than fill in the blank.
Well, I think what we're not understanding is there is one path to success, and there's one path to happiness, and there's one path to health. And it's kind of boring, and it's really old, and it's not exciting, and it's not new, and it's not innovative, and it's not anything. But in terms of success, focus, studying, repetition, expertise, learning at the hem of the garment of the person that knew before.
Skill set.
Everything I learned in carpentry was a guy who was at the time probably 33 when I was 21, who was an expert, and he just start blathering. He'd just not blathering, but he'd just go, hey, the reason that cut didn't come out that good on that plywood, so you got to score it first, man. Put your 4-foot level, get your blade out, get your utility blade out, score it first, then cut along. It's not going to fray it. I'd be like, oh, thank you.
Done and done. As opposed to, hey, man,
get out of my face, old man.
I'm the expert.
I know what I'm doing.
I saw YouTube on that.
The path to this, I like to bring this example up a lot, but I truly mean it. How many different paths to fitness and weight loss have we tried versus diet and exercise? Right. And is there one, when you see those commercials for Weight Watchers and they're showing a fudge brownie in slow motion of them pouring hot chocolate over the fudge brownie, and Oprah standing there yelling, eat all the bread you want. In all the years, I mean, you take, what is the number one? That's the number one fantasy. We just go, I want to eat what I want to eat, but I don't want to get fat. So what can we do? And here's your answer. Sacrifice, delayed gratification, and then go to that gym and go grab those things that are uncomfortable and strap yourself to it and do it a whole bunch of times so a bunch of sweat pours out of your face. But I don't want. That's the. Hold on. That's the opposite.
That's the only thing I won't do.
I'm looking for the opposite of that, and it's like, well, that's it. That's all. That's all there is.
Yeah.
And so, you millennial are going to try to explain to me how things work, and I'm just a guy who knows. Sorry. Go take that rope, tie it around your waist. The other end's the truck tire. Go put your cleats on and run up that mountain with the truck tire dangling behind it.
Super thin skinned too. They seem to know that. They seem to know. They'll say we're thin skinned. But boy, worse than I thought.
Yeah.
Birdwell beach britches, everybody.
Oh, there's some thin skin for you.
No, it's not thin skin at all. It's actually, it just makes me feel better to talk about it.
Second skin.
We're traveling next week, at the end of the week, and I was like, oh, I got to have the Birdwell beach britches. I'm not even going to go. Handcrafted in California since 1961. Look as good as they did then. I've been wearing them since 73. Legendary quality.
Saw Birdie, I think the little mascot sticker.
Yeah.
Caricature.
Yeah, the little birdie, yeah.
Literally, again, 2 days ago, I was walking Phillips. There's someone in my neighborhood, and the sticker is on the back of their SUV, and I walk past it and I stop and look.
It's always been something cool in Southern California. Customers come to the Birdwell store in the same pair they've been wearing for decades. They're guaranteed for life. They're built for surfing and really ocean sports, but they're good for everything. They're proprietary 2-ply nylon, inspired by the sails of the boats in Newport Beach. 10% off your first Birdwell Beach Britches purchase with lifetime guarantee and free shipping over $99. Just go to birdwell.com. Everything you get, you will like. I can, you don't hear me.
Birdwell.com.
Yes. You don't hear me get so excited about stuff sometimes. Use the discount code ADS at checkout. It is birdwell.com, discount ADS, and everything you get, you will like. I just know it.
Yeah, it's weird. I've had conversations with people that are unimaginable as the boss. I mean, there's a white collar. I have white collar and blue collar guys who work for me, but the same theme, the young theme. These are insane conversations. I've had them with everybody I'm looking at right now. I've had them with guys at the other shop where they just go like, hey, man, hey, do the job this way. And they go, hey, anything that leaves this shop's got my name on it, and I don't go second rate. And I go, no, it doesn't have your name on it. It has my name on it, and I'm telling you what to do. And they're like, well, I don't mail it in. Like, it's weird conversations you would never even dream.
Right, I know what you're talking about.
The number one thing that I'm most fascinated by is the truth.
You're fascinated by the truth in life generally.
When people want time off, they go, oh, this is a mega bachelor party, and I need 4 days. And I go, just say your grandma's ill in Illinois, and then you can go there, and I'm not going to follow you around. And they go, oh, so you don't want the truth? And I go, it's not that I don't want the truth. It's that you're telling me you need multiple days off for a bachelor party, and that's an insane thing to say to your boss.
Say,
I have something of a personal nature. It's important, and I won't be
Listen to
around.
this.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah,
the truth part is the weird part.
It's more
to
than
me,
truth.
or confusing.
More than truth. They'll call it authenticity.
Oh,
I'm authentic. I'm authentic. I'm authentic. Except I go, well, why do you put that shit in your lips, and why do you fine tune your pictures and stuff? If that's not authenticity. That's fabricated.
Interesting.
They a lot of that stuff. A lot of that. I'm authentic, except where I get secondary gain for my narcissistic needs, and then it's game on. Isn't it interesting?
Now, look, there's a part of me that sort of appreciates the candor. I mean, I like that everyone's honest.
Yeah, I do too. But I want you to then tune your head to what you're saying. Just go, I'm authentic, and I'm doing something dishonest. I'm doing something inauthentic because I get something out of it. I guess I'm more of a hypocrite than I thought. I'm cool with that.
I've solved our problem. So, growing up, the parent was the parent and the kid was the kid.
Yeah.
And the school teacher was the school teacher, and the principal was the principal, and the cop was the cop, and you were the citizen. And we've decided, I think it's a sort of leftist idea, a progressive idea. We've decided, just like there shouldn't be a chasm between a man and a woman, there shouldn't be any space between a child and the parent.
Don't you remember that from the 60s?
I remember
70s?
all about it. Yeah. So it all comes
We've been here before.
So you narrow that chasm.
Here before, right?
All right. Yes. It doesn't work. Anyway, you've narrowed the chasm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So many young people grew up with their parents as their best friends or whatever, and they have a good relationship, and that's fine. Later on, when you get into the work world, your boss essentially becomes your dad or your mom or your school teacher or your whatever. Chasm has been narrowed so much so that why wouldn't you tell your boss, I'm going to extended dance party, a dance version of a bachelor party, so I'm going to need a few days off.
I covered this too, and I'll tell you where it boils down to. And I don't know if even your screwball parents, you had this feeling, but when we were kids, we were afraid of adults.
I was afraid of every adult.
They have no fear for adults. Zero. And I thought that was a positive thing when they were all growing up. I remember noting it at the time, going, hey, look at this. They go to the adults they feel comfortable around the adults. It didn't work out so well.
No, fear, having a certain amount of fear for the boss, the cop, or whomever in charge is a healthy thing. Mm-hmm. Now, they look at that as very unhealthy, but it is healthy because it shapes your behavior.
Mm-hmm. So the other thing I found is they've decided, like, I wish I could remember the exact thing they were saying. I was talking to one woman, she judged in some way, and I go, well, you go online, that's going to happen. You do not have to accept that. I go, are you telling me it's not going to happen? Oh, it's going to happen, but you got to stand up to those people. I go, they can't think that way. And I said, so your plan is to change humanity?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that works out. You get Gulag Archipelagos or frustration. Those are the only two outcomes.
What's the first one?
Totalitarianism.
Oh, gulags.
Gulag, archipelagos, where they put you in prison because you don't comply. You got to comply with changing humanity, or they just get frustrated.
Yeah. Well, either way, getting back to diet and exercise, there's only There's only really one path to success, unless you're a genius or gifted or something. And if you're not, it's the old way. And same way with success. Hey, Drew, maybe you heard me bring up family and education.
What?
That's about it.
How about the school-to-prison pipeline? TrueCar. They're
going to disrupt it.
I'm going to disrupt it with TrueCar. You have your own car. You can go on. You can drive your car from TrueCar onto Elon Musk's pipeline one day. Would that be good?
A real pipeline.
A lot of things get confusing in buying cars, dealer prices, invoice list prices. Well, True Price cuts through all of that. True Price from TrueCar, so you'll know exactly what you're going to pay. That includes fees and accessories. That's even before you ever get to the dealership. And you know you've locked in a great price. True Price is a great price because TrueCar shows you what other people paid, and you're locking in a price for an actual vehicle on the TrueCar certified dealer's lot. Certified dealers set their true price competitively. They compete amongst themselves to get your business. They want it. It's, again, good price. It's a fair price because you see what's paid in your community, and it includes everything because that is the true price. No funny business. So when you're ready to buy new or used, don't forget TrueCar has used cars. Visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident experience. Some features not available in all states.
All right. Someone has a question about a
Colonoscopy.
Colonoscopy, sorry. Andrew, 32.
Hey, fellas, get it on.
Yeah.
You hear about the tapeworm came out of that hockey player today?
No.
Yeah, speaking of colon.
What
Gary, look that up. Just say hockey player tapeworm.
I'm sorry, there was a little speaking in here.
Hockey player tapeworm.
Oh, I did. It's terrifying.
Okay. Put
Really?
it up for Adam, the picture.
Is this guy Russian or something?
He's a junior hockey player, but I think it's...
Is he from parts unknown, or is he from
No,
Michigan?
He's a minor leaguer for the Blue Jackets.
Yeah, but
which
maybe
is
he
an
came
NHL
from
team.
somewhere
Yeah,
else.
but if he came from some Stan or something, I'll be satisfied.
I'd be happier. You got it from fish. You got Diphyllobothrium latum, and you can get Tinea solium and other ones from other fish, from meat and pork. Cow pork, but you just got to cook it well. That's the main thing. Cook your meat well.
Andrew, sorry, go ahead.
He decided to do the questions for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
So I recently had a colonoscopy. I'm 32 years old. I went to a gastroenterologist because I was just sort of having some digestive issues, and he decided to do the colonoscopy. I prepped it, we did it, and he found a very large polyp for someone my age.
Wow.
And it was of the category that you sort of hope that they don't find. And he took it out, he removed it. But I'm curious if there's anything that I can do in my life, in my lifestyle, I suppose, to sort of prevent.
All right. Well, there's one thing you must do immediately. You must go to color.com and get a genetic profile, because you may have something called Lynch syndrome, which I have. And if you have Lynch syndrome, it changed. And there's different kinds of Lynch syndrome. I'm an MSH6, which because of that, I have to get colonoscopies every year. And depending on whether you have that or not, they might do yearly upper endoscopies as well. They might even do it. They might 32. You should not have that screening of some type or another. But at 32, you should not have that. So there's something going on. So color.com, get the proper screening, see what you've got genetically, and it will help you in terms of insurance companies paying for very frequent screening. Already you bought yourself another colonoscopy in a year. Good times. So there's that. And then number 2, bulk, man. Lots of bulk, whether it's Metamucil or psyllium husk, some sort of everyday bulk, a lot of it. And you might want to, some people might say it might be a good idea to get a probiotic of some type.
What's the
How
bulk
do you mean bulk?
do?
Bulk reduces the risk of this kind of thing. It actually gives the colon sort of something to hang on to, we think.
Where
bulk,
do we find bulk outside of pharmacy?
In bran, things like, it'll say high fiber products.
Right.
But I would not wait for the high fiber. I would definitely just get psyllium. Just get large amounts of psyllium. And talk to your gastroenterologist about it.
All right. From Ohio, by the way. So my hopes have been dashed.
There's his worm, and there he is.
He's got a worm.
That is not a tapeworm, by the way. That's a picture of an Ascaris lumbricoides, which is fascinating.
You real doctor? Just love doctor.
Freaking news, seems to me. But anyway.
All right. Let's talk to Tom. It's interesting. Tom. 35.
Yes, sir. Hey, Adam. Hey, Drew.
Hey,
What's going on?
Fans.
Yeah,
What's
man.
up to you guys?
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Hey, I grew up poor, kind of like you, Adam, with mom that was checked out, dad gone, and I just, now that I actually do well for myself and have some money in the banking account, I've just always struggled with food and alcohol, and just, when I was a kid, it was box mashed potatoes or a frozen pizza or anything I could scrum together, and now that there's actually money in the account and the debit card's so easy, I seem to only diet when I absolutely hate myself.
Yeah, Tom, this is a frequent thought of mine. Perfect example is I'm trying to get down in weight. I've been pretty successful with the kind of intermittent fasting and focusing on the fats and the proteins and all the stuff we talk about. Yeah. I probably got down about 15 pounds from where even almost 20 from the height of my football season weight, where I'm, pounding the IPAs every Sunday and eating, chicken wings. You'd be surprised how fast you can go up during the football season if every Sunday you sit around for 5 hours and watch TV and pound beers. But anyway.
Funny how that works.
So I've been pretty good, but
Vinny would have let you have hard liquor.
Well, I'm making the shift.
You're there.
Recently, now here's I flew last week. I had a first class flight. It was like flying home from Detroit with a first class ticket. Now they're going to bring you, and they're going to bring you free food, and they're going to bring you food you already paid for because you bought a first class ticket, and you're on a hey whatever, and they got the pizza and the burger. What do you want? And then you have to just sit there,
and then they bring the ice cream cart by.
Right, and it's a 5-hour and 15-minute flight, and you got.
Would you like some wine? Would you like some beer? Would you like some?
You got nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a weird one because that's really there. That's
I've
free
started
food
bringing
and food.
stuff onto the plane because they'll let you bring stuff on.
I
bring Vinny's macadamia nuts and bacon.
Yeah.
I swear to God, that's what I do.
Because people sitting behind you, there's a Hawaiian in front of us somewhere. I'm smelling bacon and macadamia nuts.
It's crazy.
Must be a big Samoan dude up there somewhere.
That's
yeah.
Vinny's
So
thing.
Tom, let me. Tom, you there?
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you what you need to do. You need to, and it'll be the best training for this and everything else. You need to deprive yourself, get in the habit of almost wearing that hair shirt, like yes, this will be painful, and I will do it. You know what I mean, kind of thing. And then always have that carrot out there. But on Friday night, we're going out for steaks, and whatever. And even within that, you can not have the baked potato if you like. But I mean, it's like, have the reward out there and then have the journey and the reward. All you got to do is think of any of those like light beer, like those Michelob Ultra commercials. They show the guys like mountain biking all day with the super hot chick that doesn't really exist because she likes getting up at 5 a.m. and going mountain biking. And then they're going to reward themselves all having that party at that really cool apartment the guy's in with the open floor plan and the exposed brick wall by having the Ultra after they got up at 5 and did this whole journey on the mountain bike. So I don't like the deprive part. And I don't like the give into it temptation part. I'm saying create these things and almost make a little game out of it.
I don't disagree with you one bit, but there's a couple little nuances of what I heard Tom say that I need clarification about. Do you think you have an alcohol problem?
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to deal with that, right? And if you're ready, and when you're ready, 12-step works or mutual aid society or smart recovery, something like that. Because the people do not stop on their own. When certainly you want to get it under control before it gets out of control, right? I mean, if you can control it, do so. Because once it's really out of control, there's no option but some sort of treatment. And it sounds like you're not at that stage yet. So that's number one. And then number two, so that would sort of, and I think what you were suggesting is that you have an addictive biology, which I hear. But number two, I'm wondering if you're eating to sort of fill a void because of abandoned trauma in childhood.
I don't know if it's that. I mean, it is tough when you're growing up and you just don't have, the home cooked meals and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden you have money to go out to restaurants.
I understand you've painted that picture for us, but my question is, in that environment where a child doesn't have enough to eat, that's usually because the parents are neglectful. It's not because there's no food around. For $1, you could have eaten your brains out at Taco Bell. So there's something going on with these parents. Were they drug addicts?
No, they're just really, Dad was a third shift guy and gone, so, he really wasn't in the picture. Mom was, get drunk, go to bed at 7 o'clock at night.
Okay, so when I asked if they're addicts, the answer is yes, Mom's an alcoholic. And then when I asked about abandonment, the answer was yes, Dad abandoned me. You hit both of the things that I asked you. So there you go.
I would say let's start with the sobriety part of it.
And the trauma, man, you got much more going on than you realize. Much more.
We all do.
Yeah.
Everyone but me has much more going on than they realize.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about Nightstand, NYTSTND. Father's Day's coming up, man. Does Dad have a mess of cords for all his devices? Let's help him get organized and charge.
There's a Father's Day?
There is I didn't even know. I thought there was only a Mother's Day.
That's what I thought. And a Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
It does not apply to me.
That's right. There's a day for us, Drew. We're fathers. Wait till all the well-wishers come pouring in.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Best-selling quad dock that charges everything Apple. That's Nightstand.
Yes.
Over 20 different models from 2 to 10 devices per dock. You charge your iPhones, iPads, Apple Watch, and more, and do it all together and do it all at one time. You got the iPhone 8 or the iPhone X nightstand. Has a wireless solution if you like. Android solutions available too. Beautifully handcrafted, started by a young entrepreneurial couple here in the US of A. No big China company. These are Americans, my friend. It's a nightstand, man.
Take advantage of Adam and Dr. Drew's exclusive Prepare for Father's Day sale. For our listeners only, get 15% off any order over $80 by using the promo code ADS at checkout. Go to nightstand.com, NYTSTND.com, and get that perfect gift.
All right, Chuck. 55, Maryland. Chuck?
Yes, sir.
You had vertigo for over a year.
Yes. It started. Actually, I had 2 things happen at once. I had cancer in my voice box and sudden loss of my right ear. And it happened at the same time, though they say it's not related. I walked around happy and healthy for 54 years, never had a problem in the world with health. And then all of a sudden these 2 things happened at once, but they're not related. The cancer they cut out of my voice box, it hasn't been a problem. I go back, every few months and they look at it.
How long ago was that?
The vertigo.
How long ago was the cancer surgery?
A little over a year ago.
Did they do radiation after that?
They didn't have to do anything.
Nothing.
They caught it early.
Okay.
They cut it out. I go in, they stick a thing up my nose. I look at it on the camera.
Right.
And it's been fine.
Right.
The vertigo, however, has been a big problem. It's debilitating.
Well, here's the deal. Whatever took out the hearing in your ear also took out the vestibular system, because that suggests the whole nerve is out.
You real doctor? Just love doctor.
Hey, man. And
they tell me I have a hole. They tell me I have a hole in my eardrum.
Well, then have you seen an ear, nose, and throat doctor?
Yeah. Oh God, I've been to.
Did you tell them about the Did you tell them about the dizziness? Because you must.
Oh yes, I've been to 12 weeks of rehabilitation. I'm going to Baltimore to John Hopkins because John Hopkins here where I live can't do anything.
All right. Do you think in 3 minutes on the radio here we're gonna?
Yeah.
No, I was just curious to get your opinion.
Well, if you've had a chronic rupture, it can get into the vestibular system. You can't hear if the ossicles are ossified and the drum is gone, and then the infecting agents, if whatever caused the hole, can get deeper into the ear. Now, you can also get on the other side of the ear, on the neurological side, you can get something that attacks your nerve, and the whole thing can go out. And in other words, bottom line, when there's an imbalance in functioning on the vestibular system on one side versus the other, you get dizziness. So that's why you're getting that dizziness, because the other side isn't working right. So there's not sort of a synchrony between the two sides of your head.
Do people normally have it all the time, nonstop?
It's usually with movement. Now, if you hold completely still, do you still have it?
Oh, yeah.
Even when you hold completely still?
It's hard to live life like that.
Okay, so when you hold completely still, you don't have it. Yes.
Not as bad.
Right. So it goes away when you hold completely still. It will settle down. It may not settle immediately, but it will settle. And again, there's got to be. Oh my gosh!
Well, he's going to a high-end place to
deal
with it, and I'm sure he's getting the best treatment he can.
But there are dizziness experts out there. I mean, and he has a pretty clear reason for the dizziness. I would just go see what they've got. They probably have stimulators and things you can wear in the other ear, or this ear even, nerve stimulators. There's probably a lot of crazy, aggressive stuff they could do, and get it done. Do it. Go after it.
Alan is 40.
Can you imagine being dizzy all the time?
No, these kind of things like vertigo or tinnitus or something, or they're kind of invisible, and like you hear this constant ringing in your ear, and it's weird because it would drive you insane, but it doesn't seem it's not going to get as much sympathy from people as other forms of diseases and things we can wrap our minds around. But yes, that would be. That would be literally. It's literally when the Bible talks about the devil tormenting you, that's torment.
Yep,
right.
That's right.
It's much worse in a way much worse than my back hurts. You know, and I mean, like every time I sit up, and then everyone's sort of sympathetic, like, oh yeah, I hurt my back once too. You know, but it's like, yeah, but you can lay on a heating pad and watch TV, and you're fine.
No, there's some stuff that's terrible.
All right, let's see. I'll tell you what, maybe we'll talk to him on the next show.
Right,
I'll tell you about ZipRecruiter. Hiring. Every business needs great people, and a better way to find them. ZipRecruiter built a platform that finds the right candidates for you. ZipRecruiter learns what you're looking for, identifies people with the right experience, and invites them to apply to your job. 80% of employers who post a job to ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate in just one day. The right candidates are out there. ZipRecruiter is how you find them. And right now, our listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free. You just go to ZipRecruiter.com/ADS and you try it out for free. This is what I like. You're looking for a job. You're looking for employees. You go to ZipRecruiter and you get paired up with the right person pronto. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ADS. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. All right, let's see. You can go to Chassis, CHASSY, all the latest offerings for all the cool movies we have over there. Lots of really good stuff. We're building a nice library, so just go check out the website, would you please? And we got June 9th, Aladdin Theater, Portland, second show. Tickets available. You can check that out. And I'm filming a live stand-up special over there. What you got over there, Drewski?
Don't go to doctor.com. I insist you do not go there. Please go get all the family pods and things we have there. Bertha Madras is the Dr. Drew podcast this week. Very interesting woman from Harvard.
So, until next time, Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying, Mahala.
Question from a child. I'm Ed Donahue with an AP News Minute. At the White House press briefing today, a child asked a question. He talked about a recent lockdown at his school.
One thing that affects mine and other students' mental health is the worry about the fact that we or our friends could get shot at school.
Press Secretary Sarah Sanders had an emotional reaction.
There is nothing that could be more terrifying for a kid to go to school and not feel safe. So I'm sorry that you feel that way. This administration takes it seriously, and the School Safety Commission that the president convened is meeting this week, again, an official meeting to discuss the best ways forward.
Sanders says kids should feel safe at school and parents should feel good about dropping them off at school. Texas Governor Greg Abbott's recommendations on improving school safety don't include any major restrictions on guns in the state. The plan unveiled today includes recommendations on security at schools, mental health, crime prevention, and firearms safety. I'm Ed Donahue.